Mic's on. Gobble, gobble, eh? All right, let's look at example 11. Let's talk about these balloons. Real life problems. You should do this with a balloon. If we do offer AP Calc, I actually have an experiment we do with a limb to do relate rates. All right, anyway, I digress. So, this is like a Calc problem too. I've learned AP Pre-Calc is a lot closer to Calc than OG Pre-Calc is. So we have V of R is 4/3 pi r cubed, and that's our volume, correct? But we also know the radius is changing at this rate. So now it wants us to find the volume as a function of time. So I need to change my R to a T. So how do I get R? By plugging in T, right? So what I'm going to do is V of R of T. Do I have to think about it this way? No, I could just use substitution, right? 1/2 T to the third equals R, right? So I could just plug that in for R. But I want to show you how this is a composition of functions. So what I do is I take my volume, and what do I do with my R? I plug in my R of T. So I plug in my 1/2 T to the third. There we go. If I was in Calc, I'd probably just leave it and be good. No, you don't want that smoke. Not yet. Not yet. You guys need a background in trig before you get really into it. Not bad at all. It's not any more difficult than this. Calc is not any more difficult than this. Calc 1. Calc 2 wrecks your life. Calc 1 is not bad. What do I do with this 3 to every part? Distribute it, right? So I'm going to do 4/3 pi. What's T to the third to the third? 9, right? Because you multiply. Power to power, we multiply. What's 2 to the third? 8. Can I simplify this anymore? Yeah. Can't I do that as 2? Right? You guys remember cross canceling to reduce? Now am I almost done? Actually, yeah. When I multiply fractions, what's pi times T to the 9th? Pi times T to the 9th. What's 3 times 2? There you go. Wait. Meters cubed. On which part? Are you guys good in this step? The pre-calc step. So the algebra got you. Do you guys want me to break it down a little bit? So right now we have 4/3 times pi times 1/2 to the third times T to the third to the third. You see what I did there? I broke it. I'm breaking it down. Right? Yeah, that's pi over 1. That's just a number. So now that's 4/3. Can I just move the pi up here? Okay. Times 1/8 times T to the 9th, right? So then I'm just combining them, right? Top times top times top. So that's 4 pi T to the 9th over 24, which is 1/6. But do you guys remember, if you're multiplying, you can always like cancel them off. Cross cancel, right? You guys remember that? That's like, I'm not trying, that's like 4th, 5th grade. Like my daughter did it last year.
That was a while. Yeah.
You don't have to know how to do it, but I mean, if you're dealing with fractions, it makes your life a lot better. Yes?
The whole rate would be 1/2 T to the third.
Yes, that's why I plugged it in for, just plugged in and solved. You don't even need this right here. That's just showing you that that's what it is. You could just use substitution. Yerp. They have no idea what I just agreed to. the people out there. I'm actually getting I don't know who y'all are all watching this, but I'm getting like 50, 60 views of video I've been posting.
I was doing trauma last night, but other people
Yeah, and they're like, I used to understand, but I watched your video, now I don't understand. I thought I knew it, but now I don't. Yeah, I used to think I understood. All right, let's talk about bacteria. Ooh, did you guys know that there's an actual legit formula? Do you know how long you can let food sit out at room temperature before your chance of food poisoning over doubles? 90 minutes at room temperature. And noodles, there is a prion in noodles that if they sit more than 6 hours cooled is deadly. So if you ever have noodles sitting out, don't eat them, guys. Toss them. It's not worth it. Noodles are cheap.
Oh man, I don't want to eat
Any noodles. All right.
Never eat raw shit.
Never eat raw stuff. All right, let's refocus. So we have a container of leftover food stored in the fridge where T is the temperature of food in degrees Celsius modeled by this. When the container is removed, the temperature is this, where from 0 to 3, where T is time in hours. Find N of T of T. This is my outside function, right? So I'm going to do N. Well, it's written there, but I'm going to rewrite it because it helps me. What's T of T? 5T plus 3. Okay. Now what's N? What do I do with that 5T of T? I'm going to plug it in wherever I see a capital T, lowercase capital. Big T is what? Temperature. Little t is what? All right. That's important to know. So I'm going to do 60 times 5T plus 3 plus, minus. This is actually Newton's law of cooling. If you want to learn more about that, we might actually do it this year. You agree? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it should. Yes, it should be squared. Anyone else want to say it to feel good about themselves? Yeah, well, thank you guys. Do you guys mind if I'm going to go rapid fire on something? So if you simplify this, FOIL it and simplify it, you get 1500 T squared plus 1100 T plus 196. Okay. What does this mean? What is this formula? What am I plugging? What am I plugging in? Time, because little t is time. What am I getting? Hold on. Questions. 1 second, guys. I want you guys to pause for a second. Questions. How do we know it's time in bacteria? What letter am I left with in my formula? Which was? And what is my big one that I plugged into? Okay, so if I were to write this out, I would say N of T gives number of bacteria given time in hours from 0 to 3 hours. Why do I have to add the 0 to 3 hours? Why is that important? It tells you right here, right? Do you know how I talked about domains important? We have to restrict it because it means, is this going to be accurate at 4 hours? No, because there's a lot of equations that are only accurate for certain cases, right? So maybe this does not work once you get above 3 hours. It grows a different rate. It's not linear, it's exponential, right? So that's why we have to include that in our explanation. If they tell you something, it's important. Okay? Okay. All right. Ooh, fun question coming up. Any questions, comments, and or concerns? Not even about the bacteria? Oh! Wait, what? It's too bad. It's gone. Watch the video if you lost it. Oh, wait, I need the original equation. Leave me alone. All right, so what's it tell me to do? Plug in 2 for time. What am I trying to find? So which equation do I use? The NT of T, right? Because that gives me bacteria and gives me time. Now, what if it asked me to find the temperature, or it asked me to find the temperature? Then which one would I do? T of T. Now, could I do T of 2, get an answer, and then plug it into my N?
Yeah.
I could, right? But why do that? We already have that equation made. Does that make sense? So what they might do is give you this part and not A. And let's say they did. So I'm going to do it the long way. If they gave you this equation, or didn't ask you for the top equation, you do T of 2, right? And find your answer, which is 13. And then you do N of 13, which would give you the answer, right? Plug it into one, the answer that you plug into the next. We don't have to do this, right? Because we have the equation. But you kind of see what I'm saying there. If they don't give you if you don't want to make the equation, you could always just plug it into T, take that answer and plug it into N. Like we've been doing, right? Like with the graphs and stuff. Find the answer of the inside, plug it into the answer for the outside, or plug in to find the answer. But we have the equation, so why not use it, right? So I do 1500 times 2 squared plus 1100 times 2 minus 1100 times 2, correct? No, it's plus. It's plus. Math is tough. Plus 196. Right? And I got 8,396 bacteria would exist after 2 hours. Okay. And the temperature is 13 degrees if you really wanted to know. Celsius. Which, how warm is that?
Yeah, you have 32. 45. It's like 50 degrees. 9-4.
Isn't it 26, 27 is room temperature? 0 is freezing. It'd be slightly warmer in your fridge. All right. Good talk, guys. Good bacteria talk. Have a good life, people on the internet world.